The Marvel Rivals beta test comes out soon, and I was lucky enough to get a code for the alpha test. So, I'm here to tell you what heroes you should use in the beta. Now keep in mind, everything from the alpha is subject to change, and I wasn't very good at the game, so feel free to roast my opinions in the comments. Now, I got 19 heroes to get through, so I'll be quick. Our first hero is Hulk, who is pretty disappointing. While he does good damage and is a good tank, all of his abilities are just kind of bad. His transform mechanic is unique, but it's clunky, and you can't move and it takes way too long. His jump charge time makes it hard to use and hard to get in close to people. And while his stun and shield are pretty useful, they don't make sense thematically. His ultimate is also just single target and doesn't do much damage. So overall, I'll put him at a C. Punisher, on the other hand, was surprisingly powerful. He's easy to use, long range, high damage, and his shotgun will absolutely annihilate anyone in close range. His zipline can get stuck sometimes, making it a little finicky, but once you get used to it, it works fine. He's also the only character to use the numbers, so if you're not used to that, it can be a little annoying. Besides that, his ultimate does a lot of damage. His turn also lets you do a lot of damage while staying safe. Overall, he's easy to use, fun to use, and as such, I'm putting him in A. Storm is our third hero, and for one of the most prominent X-Men, she was pretty forgettable during the alpha test. She is basically just a big flying target. She doesn't do enough damage, and her speed boost and attack boost for the allies is insignificant. Her tornado ability is cool though. Otherwise, she doesn't have much going for her. I'll put her in D. Loki really steps up to his name as King of Asgard in this universe. He's a good healer. He heals a lot. He doesn't do much damage, but that's fine because that's not what he's used for. You can set up a nice healing zone using the clones in the circle. His shift ability not being his movement ability is a little weird. Other than that, he's a lot of fun to use. His clones are fun to use. The only bad thing about him, I would say, is his ultimate is just stealing someone else's ultimate, which is boring. I would rather use an ultimate for him specifically. I'm sure people disagree, but overall, I'll put him at a B. Next is Dr. Stephen Strange. He's pretty easy to use. You've got an attack, a big attack, and a shield. His most unique mechanic is his portals. However, the cooldown is way too long. You only end up using it once or twice in a game. And if your ping is high, the portals just fail. I couldn't get my portals to work at all. His corruption mechanic is unique and makes you think about how you're using him. And the Eye of Agamotto is really strong, stuns the whole team, but makes no sense as the Eye of Agamotto. I feel like it should rewind the players or something along those lines. Overall, I'll put him at a B. Mantis is next. She, in my opinion, is the weakest of the 4 support units. Her reload mechanic just makes her annoying to use relative to the other 3. And while her sleep ability and her damage boost are cool and all, and they do significant amounts, it's just not enough compared to the other support units who heal so much more. Overall, I'll put her at a C. Coming off of that, we have one of the better support units, Raccoon. He has high damage and a small hitbox, extremely fast, extremely versatile. The only issue is his healing or damage are 2 different projectiles, whereas all the other healers use the same projectile to heal and damage. But he does heal more, and his ultimate amplifier will absolutely change the tide of a game. You do so much damage next to it, and it can completely determine who wins. Overall, I'll put him at an A. Hela is next, and spoiler alert, she's our first S. Very high damage, very easy to use, good movement, and her ultimate absolutely destroys people, and it's so easy to target. Just be careful, make sure you don't use it like in a weird indoors area and you can get stuck. Otherwise, you can completely destroy entire teams using her. And as such, I'm putting her in S. Alright, now I couldn't make Black Panther work at all. My experience was just dying over and over and over again. I'm sure other people had better luck, but for me, if you missed lunge attacks, it was way too costly, and there was no healing or high health like the other melee characters. His ultimate was boring. You were just dying, is basically all I managed to do. I'm sure some people could pull him off, but for me, he was an F. Our first F. Arguably the most annoying hero, Groot. His walls are such a pain. The cooldown is way too short and he can spawn way too many. I felt like I was playing a platformer when I was playing against him. But that does make him super strong. He can stop you, he can grab you, does a lot of damage, and his walls have a lot of health. His ultimate is also strong, it's gun the whole team. Overall, he was really annoying to play against, but really strong to play with. I'll put him at an A. Now, after the most annoying hero, we have who I found to be the most fun hero, Magic. She's extremely hard to use, to be honest, but I had a lot of fun playing with her. Her portals are just enjoyable and high damage, They can get you away, they can get you close. Her ultimate is also easy. It's just basically doing the same thing, but more damage. Also, she gets extra shield every time she does damage, making her a good melee character. You can get in close, do a lot of damage, and heal. As such, I'm putting her at A, just because she was a little harder to use. But if you get really good at it, she's an easy S. Luna Snow is our final support unit, but easily the best one. She heals so much because of her fast attack, and also deals a pretty decent amount of damage for a support unit. She also moves fast, and she has this remote healing mechanic where you can pick a hero that gets healed whenever you heal other heroes. Her ultimate also basically makes people invincible if you use the healing version. The attack version is not as good, but you don't need to use that. Overall, she's an easy S tier and the best support unit, needed in any team. Iron Man falls into the same category that Storm does. He was just a big flying target. His ultimate was boring. He was kind of fast, but didn't deal enough damage because you just kept dying. It was hard to aim because you were so high up. Overall, I just found him lackluster, and I wish he was more fun. But overall, I'm putting him at a D with Storm. Spider-Man is easily the hardest hero to use. If you're good with him, you will absolutely dominate entire teams on your own. He moves so fast that he's impossible to hit if you're a good player. If you're not, though, he's pretty bad because his mechanics are quite tough. His swing is a little annoying, but he does a lot of damage if you can get in close, and his ultimate is pretty cool, pretty similar to Groot's. I wish it was a little more unique than that, but if you're good at him, easy S. If you're bad, I'll put him at a B. Next comes the father, Magneto. High damage, high health. He doesn't die often because of his shield and just the amount he's allowed to tank, but if you do die, he's very, very slow, so you'll be walking back to the fight for a decent amount of time. He needs to get like some kind of movement mechanic. His ultimate is also boring and a little slow, but it's fine. His sword is a lot of fun. I wish I could use it all the time, but it's tied to the team-up mechanic with Scarlet Witch. With all that in mind, I'll put him at a B. Speaking of Scarlet Witch, the daughter is next. She was my most used hero because she was the easiest to use. I got so much damage dealt, so many kills, no reload, so you can literally just sit there and hold the attack button, walking around, dealing so much damage. The stun is pretty helpful, and the vanish makes it super easy to get out of hard places. Her ultimate can wipe out entire teams, but you become a huge target during the super long charge up. But if you can pull it off, you will wipe out entire teams using it. As such, I'm putting her at an S. Definitely recommend for new players, but it can get pretty stale after a while. Penny Parker was not a hero I expected to enjoy so much, but her traps are a lot of fun. You can set up a nice little trap zone and watch as people walk in and get absolutely obliterated. It's so much fun to pull it off and trick them into walking into your traps. She is a little hard to use, her tether is kind of useless, and her ultimate can be a little hard to control. As such, I'll have to put her at a B, but I had a lot of fun playing with her. My brother mained Star-Lord, the next character. For him, I'll put the guy at S. I do wish I used him more. He's a lot of fun, he does a lot of damage. His reload mechanic is pretty cool, his E ability is simple and does a lot of damage, and his ultimate is by far the easiest one to use. You just fly up in the air and aim. You don't even have to aim that close because it locks on. Yeah, I'm putting him at S for my brother, but he was a lot of fun. I do wish I played with him more, and just a lot of damage. Our final hero, Namor, was easily the worst. He was just boring. He had an attack and a big attack. His E ability is absolutely useless, just puts him in the air, and what's the point? His squids are easy to kill, don't do much damage. I barely used him. His ultimate was boring, it didn't do much damage. Overall, I just felt like, I don't know, he felt slapped together last second and just bad. I saw a couple people get MVPs with him, but overall I found him completely useless. I'll put him in F next to Black Panther. And there you have it, all 19 heroes. My objective was to make this video pretty quick so you can get all the information you need right away, but if you want me to go in depth in any of the heroes, let me know. The beta's coming out soon so I can film more footage and explore more of the new heroes. Otherwise, enjoy, sign up for the beta. Let me know how wrong my ratings were.